sometimes you have to question one's life choices, and I'm questioning them right now because I apologise for being late to this live stream, but I've had several technical issues today, including just now losing the ability to make my microphone available for you to hear what I'm talking about. Otherwise, it would have been very, very quiet for the next hour. So my humble apologies for being late. Look, if you are watching live, please say g'day in the live chat. If you've never seen my streams before, g'day. I'm Keeonra from Keeonra Music, and I do music stuff, including music psychology. Now, I am going to do my music psychology videos coming up in the upcoming weeks. Thank you, Ashley. G'day, how are you? Thank you for joining the live stream tonight, and I'm glad that you accept my apologies. I've had a challenging day today, but I'm here and I'm ready to make some music. Music psychology, I want to really get into that, the perception of music. It ties into every part of music. And yeah, so keep an eye out, subscribe, and click the clicky bits below to like and subscribe and ring the little cowbell. Should be a cowbell. My music hasn't included a cowbell for a while, so I'll have to get on to that. This video is all about a composing competition that is being run by Heavyocity. Heavyocity is a company that creates virtual instruments based in the US, in New York, I think. And they have a competition available at the moment, which is wonderful. And I have decided to go into as many competitions as possible for several reasons. Sometimes the limitations that they provide are really good in order to not have free range of doing everything all the time. So some limitations, for example, the one we're going to look at tonight, or in this video, this stream, is limited to a certain selection of virtual instrument libraries. So that can be a good thing. And also the other thing is it ties me into getting something done by a deadline. Now, if I do actually make it as a professional in this sort of work, that's what it's all about. That's predominantly what it's all about, is getting the stuff done on time of, pretty high quality. So it's good to be challenged, but yeah, it can be challenging. So, all right, so let's look at, I'll just go through what this competition is all about. So if I can bring up the website and we'll have a look at that. So this is the website, Heavyocity. All the links are in the description below. And there's it's based on a short film that was done several years ago called Signals. And I've also put a link in the description below to the actual film. The only thing with that is don't take too much notice of the music in it. You don't want to be influenced by the original music that was actually produced for the film. So just to get an idea of the context of what the film is about to assist in creating that the music for your short scene. So you can download the video, and it's only using instruments from the Free Foundations line plus one additional instrument track using any virtual or real instrument of your choosing. compose a score that emphasises the excitement and action of the scene. And then you post it to YouTube with the hashtag Heavyocity Foundation Scoring Comp. Plus, you have to email it to them, send the email link to them. That's very important. And the deadline is February the 10th. Here in Australia, it's the evening of the 2nd. Oh, so I've just got about a week. But, you know, the prizes are pretty good. If you know Heavyocity's products, they've got some amazing products. So, you know, worth a shot. And if anything, it's all about having a go, having a shot. I think, you know, why not? No guarantees in this world of anything. You might win, you might not, but who knows? So, there's also, I've linked also to the video from Heavyocity. That's in the description below as well. And they run through what it's all about. And if you scroll down to their information there, as well as all the comments that you'll be able to see, then all of the questions have pretty much been answered. And I went through that earlier today as well. Just to let you know that you can have multiple tracks, as many instrument tracks as you want to, as long as it's limited to the foundation's instruments that we'll have a look at in a minute, and one other instrument. Now, that could be yourself playing guitar or yourself singing, or, you know, playing the recorder. People underestimate the value of the recorders. I like recorders, or a flute. Or if you play the harp, you could do a harp. Or bagpipes. Never say never. Don't underestimate the bagpipes. But you can have whatever virtual instruments you want to, well, one virtual instrument. So, and I'll go into why I've chosen what I've chosen in a little while. So if we look at the website, here is the website, Heavyocity's website. Again, the link is in the description below, or it's actually from I've linked this one down below as well. Actually, I think I did do both because I'm that kind of person. The foundations, they're free instruments. And we're going to have a look at them in this video because I've never used these instruments before. I have a lot of free instruments, but I've never used these, and I had a listen earlier and they're really nice. For free stuff, I like free stuff. I mean, that's the best price to pay ever. But, you know, when you have a look at all of the instruments here, you'll see... Sorry about that. I'm just fixing up some lighting in the background. You'll see that there's not a huge selection. So there's only 5. Emotive choir. Yes, a free choir. Wow. A synth bass, which is pretty cool. Nylon guitar, which sounds lovely. Staccato strings, which is an interesting choice. Usually when you're looking at string libraries, you want to have legato strings. So it'll be interesting to work with those. And, of course, a piano. And the best thing about these, and I'm thinking of you, Lorraine, from the produce aisle, and yes, it's another composing competition. These instruments are free, and they're for the free Kontakt player. Yes, the free Kontakt player, which is awesome. So I have loaded up Cubase, and I have in here, I'll just put the movie to one side for now. I have loaded in here a couple of tracks of piano. So I've put in a piano sketch. So that's what we're basically going to work with tonight. I keep saying tonight. It is night time here in Perth, Western Australia, where I am. We'll we'll have a little noodle in the piano sketch part, and then I have doubled up and still got piano 1, piano 2, and then guitar 1, guitar 2, and I'm hoping to pan left and right with those. But the bass, I think we only need one bass unless we get some cool sounds. We want some different sounds perhaps. Choir 1, choir 2, strings 1, strings 2, and the additional instrument that I have chosen is Damage. The original Damage is actually, well, Damage and Damage 2, for those that are aware, Heavyocity instruments. And so the reason why I've chosen a Heavyocity instrument is because I was watching Virtual Orchestration, I think the YouTube channel is, that is run by Berkeley University in the United States, and as well as Orchestral Tools. And they were talking about using sample libraries that are recorded in the same room with the same mics, and how important that is in making it sound real. So that was the reason why I picked this instrument. Also, I think it needs drums, and there's no percussion in the free instruments that is part of this competition. That the rules or the boundaries of this competition. So that's one reason why I picked it. Also, it has some amazing sounds. You can use, if this is the only one instrument I've chosen, I believe, double check the comments. Heavyocity's done a really good job in answering the questions on their YouTube video and channel really quickly too. You can have as many instances, as many tracks of that one instrument. So, and you can use effects as well, as much or as little as you wish. In saying that, for those who do really enjoy competitions and contests and scoring things, the Vienna Symphonic Library, VSL, recently announced their competition, which is a major competition. So subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting things about that in due course, and I will be doing those live. Again, it's based on free, using the free instruments, but it's a stage thing right up until June of this year. So it's huge, it's massive. So it'll be interesting to be a part of that as well. That will be in coming weeks. So it's exciting times. So much to do. So much to do. All right, let's go back to here. So let's have a listen to some of the instruments to start off with, and then we're going to bring in the video to have a look at what we need to score with and see where we go from there. So yes. Ashley, you're saying your Kontakt player crashed on your last startup and have to manually disable it. It might be, you might have to update to Kontakt 7. So yeah, check that out. Yeah, drums is a good choice. I agree. So let's have a listen to the piano. And the interesting thing with the piano is, and on all of the instruments, is that it has the main home sort of screen here, but it then has all these other tabs. And so you've got all of these attack, release, random starts. It's more of a synthesizer type deal. So, and then you've got a gate and arpeggiator built in, and then you've got different effects and reverb. Quite you know, for a free instrument, it's quite involved. So I'll just give you a hint of what it sounds like. It does sound lovely. It sounds like a piano, so it's quite cool. But when you get to, you know, textures and that sort of thing, I'm not quite sure how this all works. So it's a bit. As I say, I haven't played too much with this yet, but bit of a sustain there. It does sound lovely. It sounds really nice. There's a texture. So I'm not really sure. I'd have to watch some videos, I think, on how these work, which I didn't get a chance to do today. So it does look like, you know, you've got a lot of options within. Okay, there's a texture there, so I can turn that on. It's not. Yeah, I'm not sure how to get that working. At the moment, it's just a normal piano. Oh, I know why. Because See, I've had a lot of problems today, and they've all been me. I was on the wrong track. I was changing all these things, and nothing was happening. Oh, no. Yeah, I'll go through all of the instruments. I'm just really a bit of a knucklehead. So if I'm clicked on the right track and showing the right instrument for that track, see, that's what happens when you have multiple tracks and instruments. You don't know what you're doing. So hopefully I do know what I'm doing sort of now. So we've got, if we start to use those effects, we can have just texture, unlink it. So, okay, there we go. So you've got the arpeggiator there, and you can change it as much or as little as you want. So you can do all that sort of thing. Let's have a look at different effects. So it's quite cool. I'm more of a traditionalist, I guess. So I, you know, just like a piano. Let's put it back to 0 dBs. Okay, so you got panning there, center. It's just an image. Okay. Okay. All right. So we've got a bit of reverb there, haven't we? Somewhere would I see reverb? Okay, so I've turned reverb off. All right, so that is the piano, which is really cool. Next, we'll have a look at the guitar. I'll click on the track and the instrument that matches that, and then we should be right. That's really lovely. I do like that. So again, it's got the similar abilities to change the sound. And again, hopefully by next week, I think I'll be finishing it up in next week's stream, or maybe already finished and submitted, because it is only basically a week until it needs to be done. And then I can run through with you what I actually did for the film, I guess. Hi to those who have joined the live stream more recently. If you want to hit the like and subscribe, that'll be great. And say hi in the chat if you choose to. And let me know where you're watching from in this session. That'll be great. All the information for the competition and the free virtual instruments, the links are in the description below. We're just up to listening to this wonderful guitar. And you can play chords and it sounds way better than my guitar playing. Maybe not. It's got a lovely reverb tail to it. So yeah, very nice. Okay, so that's a nylon guitar. Here's what you've been waiting for, Ashley. You've been waiting for very patiently the bass. And this is something that I think the arpeggiator would work really, really well. So that's really cool. Yeah, I'd have to really look into how to make this sound a lot better, because you can do a lot of different effects and things. So it's really cool. So I think, I think you can get to the point where where you could have two of those instruments. I'm thinking you could. You could have one as an arpeggiator. You could have one as just a straight sort of chord underneath. So yeah, it could work. All right. Now if you're still there, Ashley, just let me know if everything's working okay. I'm getting some weird errors up, which I shouldn't be, but I have had one of those days. Oh, dear. All right. So that's the bass. let's have a look at the choir. Now, I do have several choir virtual instruments, and I really do love me a good choir. And as a singer and a chorister, it's very challenging to get a choir. Thanks, Ashley, for letting me know. Yeah, I've just the error on YouTube's just disappeared all by itself. But anyway, it's been a day. We all have those days. Yes. This sounds pretty good. It is just, I mean, it's certainly there are better instruments out there, but for a free one, it sounds really lovely. So again, you know, you can go through and same sort of controls. You can have an arpeggiator and all that sort of thing as well, to get some really cool effects and different sounds to it. And I'm sure too, you could probably, you know, with all of these instruments, put some EQ on it to make them sound very different. You know, and I think that that's a good way to go, just to get some variety out of instruments, you know, just a small group of instruments that you're limited to for this competition. All right, so let's look at the strings now. And this, it's not legato. I like legato. This is going to be a challenge for me just to accept there's no legato. There's no legato. So you're not going to get any good pad sound or anything underneath out of this. I'm thinking that's what your choir's for. And your bass is going to give you sustained sort of notes. Your choir and bass for your sustained notes. Guitar is shorter notes, piano short notes, and then you've got some really, they're staccatos. Actually, they're quite nice. So they're very nice strings. Oh, we've got double bass. Oh, we have too. That's incredibly low, but there's a double bass in there. I have to find out how to use this instrument better, and there are, if you go to the Heavyocity YouTube channel, they do have walkthroughs of how to use all of these instruments. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. What's your Friday going to be? Yeah, you can comment below. All right. And yeah, if you download these instruments and or decide to go into the competition, then yeah, put a comment below and let me know how you go. They're very, very, very nice instruments. There's a tiny bit of leftover sound in that tail just at the end. it's all velocity sensitive. Again, for a free instrument, that is pretty darn good. So, drums. We need to have some drums with this because I think that's the one thing that is lacking. We can certainly use the strings for rhythm. Well, all these instruments, you can use them to provide the rhythm underneath it all, but I think I love drums. So I, in earlier iterations of Native Instruments Complete, I got the original Damage as part of that complete package. Now, Damage is by Heavyocity, and that was why I sort of naturally thought of going there. Now, they don't offer Damage 2 is the latest version. They don't offer that as part of Complete anymore. But Native Instruments and Heavyocity offer a discount if you're going to upgrade from Damage to Damage 2. I haven't done that yet. I'm still saving my pennies, and even though it's discount, hopefully, maybe, it might be on sale at some point in the future, or Heavyocity, if you ever wish to, you know, sponsor this wonderful channel and provide me with Damage 2 and I can see what the difference is, that'll be great. Otherwise, I'll just wait for a little bit longer. But it still has some amazing sounds. Now, I've only loaded one here because it's awesome, and I love things that are just one key. And if you'll notice here with the purple key, it's LP Epic Tech B1 Modern Ops. But what happens is you press this and some magic happens. Listen to this. Just the one note, one key. Wrong one. Octave down. There we go. See, I've had a day. I really have. It's one of those days. Here we go. Now, when it's the evening and I'm tired, and I just want to get something out really quick, at least to sketch it, pressing one key is kind of cool. So that's what I'm going with for now. That may or may not change. So what are we doing with all these instruments? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're actually doing it to a video. And this is the video. Let's watch it. There's actually no audio with the video that came with it. So it is all about just coming up with music for this film clip, which is part, as I said, of a short film that was done about 5 years ago. Okay. So there is no sound. So it starts with the main character asleep on the desk. He's fallen asleep while he's working. And the phone rings. So there's some sort of urgency there. But he stops. What does he stop for? Something important? Ah, okay. Wife and child, perhaps? I won't spoil it if you haven't seen the movie. He's rushing. He's looking up at the building. What is so important about that building? But he's rushing. Now he's really late. He's got to do something urgent. So there's some sort of urgency. And he's a bit lost. What are we doing? We're looking up the sky. What's going on? He's getting something out of it. Okay, a laptop. And product placement for the laptop. Just so you know. Typing, because of course that's how programming works. Just don't comment below. I know, I used to work in IT. But that's it. That's the clip. Okay, so that's what we've got to work with. I think it's worth seeing the whole short film. Yeah, Windows 7. As I said, it's a bit old. I think it's worth having a look at. G'day, Welton Kinder. Thanks for joining us. I think it's worth having a look at the movie. As I said, I'll put the link in the description below to the director's YouTube channel, and it's on there. It's a cool short film. It's really good. The music for it, whoever did the original movie, is again really, really cool. It's very good, but don't listen to it too often, otherwise it might influence your competition entry. And the whole idea is to be original and do something different. So I've put this into Cubase, and I've worked out, as I said, I've had a bit of a pepcake day. Pepcake, if you don't know, is the problem exists between the keyboard and the chair, which is me. So I've had audio issues and things not working, and then and microphones and all sorts of things. And so most of the issues have been me. But what I've done is I've made sure that I've locked my video in place, and I've put the video, they've actually got the time stamp already on the video that was supplied from Heavyocity, and it's got their watermark there, of course. So it is for a specific reason and competition. So I'm not sure when you put it on your YouTube channel whether it will be copyright claimed. It may do. When I did the Bridgerton score last year, that was copyright claimed, and that's okay. But, you know, a chance to add something to your portfolio if that's what you choose to do, or just to have some fun, well, why not? And a chance to win stuff. And I like stuff for free, like the instruments that we're going to look at for this. So the start of it is the slow bit. So we've got a bit of nothingness music, and then he wakes up. So I've put a marker here to say that he's waking up. I haven't done any more markers, but then there's a sense of urgency there. So where is that in the film? There's a sense of urgency. He's looking at that. So he wakes up and it's there. So it's a bit between there and there. So we want to, that's really hard. Can we snap to nothing? Snap to grid. I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What we do is we zoom right out and we can find exactly where it is there. So that's the phone, and that's it there. And we're going to put a marker there, and we're going to call this one I don't know, what's his emotion, would you say? Shock, horror, surprise, surprise, surprise. So there's a surprise look there. Okay. So this is, I believe, what professional composers, I'm not one yet, maybe one day, call spotting, I believe. But it does help for me to understand what sort of emotions are changing at what point. And I guess that's the important bit with this. So we'll let that play. There's an element of surprise, rushing, okay, and there. Right there, it's like, hang on a minute. So it's just there. So right there at that point is like, oops. But there is, yeah, that I think it's the right one. Wait up. what's going on here. So I'm going to call that somber because I do know what that refers to in the short film. So we want sort of some reflective, somber type music, and as much as it makes sense, it's going to be the choir at that point. There's going to be some oohs and ahs because that's what choristers do. It's our bread and butter as choristers, a good ooh and ah. And as an alto, it's usually been an ooh or an ah or an A. A natural, never a flat, A natural. Anyway, so we're going through, there's reflective type, and then it starts. So right at that point there is where we want the next marker, and that is when all hell breaks loose, and I'm just going to put damage there because that's when the drums are going to start, and pretty much to the end, I reckon. So that's that bit. So I press play from that point on. Oops. There we go. So then we're running, we're looking up the building. So we might need a highlight or something. So it's running there, and it needs something, some sort of change. I don't know what. I'm just going to say change there of something. It needs either for the music to go up, be ramped up, different drums, different instruments come in or add to it or something, to because he stops and he looks up and then he realises something else and then he's more running again. So I think at that transition there we need more running. Yes, I believe there has been something, Ashley, similar to leaving the chicken in the microwave. You don't want to do that. I'm just going to put change again here. I don't know what, but something needs to be added to. This is a different section. Looking around. I think we need something for the looking around. He's stopped. Let's go back. There. Yep. So at that one, I'll put a marker and call it looking up. I don't know what we're going to do there, but we're going to pause, slow down, or less drums or something at that point. And he's still in a hurry. There's a sense of urgency, panic, gratuitous Microsoft plug, his homemade stuff, then programming that makes absolutely no sense and not realistic, and then to a something or other that unless you've actually seen the short film, you have no idea what that bit is. If you've seen it, then you kind of have an idea. But that, I think at that point for this exercise, they're pretty much looking for, here, this is your outro type situation. So for that bit, it's pretty much, there's the change there. So it's there. So I'm going to put a mark there and say outro. And I'm thinking, I'm thinking of other instruments I can use. I can't do that. How disappointing. Okay. See, I work from drums and then work backwards, but it's a bit hard to do that because I really, yeah. Okay. So let's put this down here and let's sketch out a bit of stuff from the beginning. Let's save that because I don't want to lose it. All right. Let's get the piano up. And I'm just going to use a straight piano. So I'll put this over to the other side for a minute. Actually, don't need to do that. Don't need the instrument up at all, do I? The start of it, I'm not going to go to click track for the time being. Or should I? Actually, well, I've got a tempo track up. I can put that up and down. Let's put the metronome on. Yeah. Yep, I can work with that. It's just a sketch. I don't know what things I changed on there. That sounds lovely. Let's... Okay. The texture. I'll just show you what I've been doing. Sorry. That makes it a really lovely sort of pad underneath, but I just want piano. That's better. Okay. Just a straight piano. Noodles. Noodle. I'm trying to think. Do we want... Okay. Minor, major. Actually, I'm going to do... Where is it? Let's make this really small because this is one thing that I do really like about Cubase. I have lock all pads. There we go. So if we're working the key of C, which is my favourite key, then you can do things like this. And it comes up with the chords automatically, which is really cool. But I'm thinking of being in the key of C minor. No. Oh yeah, and it also has circle of fifths, which is really cool. Okay, that's what that is. That's now I've forgotten where to. Lock all pads. No, unlock all pads. Okay, now, aha. Okay, so this little cogwheel brings up this menu, and I think this is where we can. Choose the key? Maybe not. I don't know where it is. See, I'm still learning. Aha, there we go. I knew I'd find it somewhere. Start note. Let's. Ah, that's right. So that we can. CAE. Let's just put it in the key. I want. Let's just go with this. Let's go with circle of fifths, because what you can do, and this is really cool. This is just so cool. You can drag and drop. If we wanted to go A minor, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? No. You can, there was a way, and I can't remember. Ah, that's really cool. Anyway, what you can do is this, and drag the chords, which is just awesome. And you can just do that. And for someone who is not good at playing keyboards or anything, you can just. So let's sketch out some chords, and this will be at least a start. And I will work out how to work this by next week. I know. I watch Creative Source and Mike on using Cakewalk by BandLab, and I started on that door, and I'm very grateful for all of those videos and learning how to do all this stuff. But Cubase has just got some tricks of the trade that I just wouldn't swap for anything. This is just awesome, because this works for any instrument. It's great. So let's. I think E minor would go well next. Then C and G. So what we can do then is play it. And then the best part about that is when you've got that done, and I'll just show you quickly because it is coming up to the end of the stream. I'm so sorry it's taken a while to get through this, but hopefully by next week I would have pretty much finished it, and I'll walk you through what I've done. And then after that, I'll put the video up, and if you subscribe and ring the notification cowbell, you will then be able to get notified of when the final video goes up, which will be my competition entry. And it closes on the 10th. And in the meantime, just go and get your, free instruments from Heavyocity. Links are in the description below while you're down there. So yeah, I really like Cubase for that. But what you can also do is select all of those, right click, go to your glue tool and glue it all together. And what happens there is then you double click on that, and I'll have to bring this over. My apologies, because I usually work in 2 monitors. Then you've got all of the chords here, you see. And if you just copy that down to, for example, and I love this, hold down Alt, put them up with the scissors, and you just drag it to there. And just for Ashley, here's the bass. And we're going to I think they'll be good notes. So that works. So I reckon we'll have the C. So we'll get rid of the E there. And get rid of those 2. Highlight all of those and shift arrow down. Transposes them down an octave. And let's see if that works from that point. There you go. We have the start of something amazing. But look, I've got to start somewhere. I haven't got the spark of creativity to come up with a melody yet, but at least I think we've got the start of something. In the background, I am hitting save. So look, thank you everyone for joining me in the live stream. If you've joined live, thank you Bolton Kinder and Ashley for saying g'day to me. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm getting used to Cubase. It's taking a long time, and the reason why I haven't done my music psychology videos and other videos is because I have been head down and back end really working hard on learning how to use this and getting to know other bits and pieces. And I did recently the other competition which ended a couple of days ago. I actually stayed up until 3 a.m. to finish that one. It's not too bad. There'll be, go to my YouTube channel and Right on Cue is the playlist. You get that because it's cues for film and video and stuff. But look, on that happy note, until then a bit more, check out Heavyocity. Go get some free instruments. Throw something together to film if you've never done it before. Give it a shot. Why not? Nothing to lose, everything to gain. You could win some instruments. Free. It's all free. It's very cool. Come up with something. If you do, put a comment below. Let me know. I'd love to hear your entry for the competition as well and see it. That would be awesome. Check out these videos if you're watching the replay. Me doing this live is really weird because there's nothing there right now. But if you're watching this on the replay, there's actually a playlist over here and a video that you may enjoy over here. But, you can watch all of them and subscribe and stuff. And I'll see you next week and we'll have an updated version of this cue. Right on, cue. Bye.